Time for a pop quiz. And so what you're going to do is you're going to place various air masses onto this fictitious Earth here that looks like Mr. Burns. So the brown area representing land and the blue area representing water. So what you're going to do is pause it right now and then try to place each of those, and then after you unpause it, I'll then show you where you would expect to find each of these air masses. So pause now. And if you've now unpaused it, we have the equator shown here, and so that's that maritime equatorial region. Of course, you weren't asked to identify that one, but then there will be where we'll find our MT and our CT air mass, in each of those various locations, and then eventually our CP and MP air mass. And one thing you note is, well, wait a minute, there's not a CP air mass there in the southern hemisphere. Well, that's because there's really no land mass there close to the poles. Those air masses, one of the things is wind moves them to new areas. And so an MT air mass now can maybe be moved to a land mass via wind patterns. And we're going to take those concepts and apply them to what we just did on our pop quiz. And so we've got above the surface, we've got these wind patterns, these predominant wind patterns that then move these air masses, which take on the characteristics of where they come from, and move them to new areas, which we conceptualize here with our previous examples. And so a CT air mass in the northern hemisphere that forms underneath the subtropical high pressure is now going to be moved to the north and to the east because of the underlying westerly wind patterns that then move it to a new area. And so we can see that conceptualized here as far as the idea of how an air mass can then move to new areas via those overlying predominant pressure belts and wind patterns.